Hello, it's 9 p.m. in Art. This time to English New Edition. For tonight headlines, we have the director of Imam Muhammad Saud University continues his visit to Djibouti. In South Korea, voters go to the polls to choose their new president. Welcome to our newsroom. Prime Minister received this morning in his office the president of the Islamic University, Imam Muhammad bin Saud, Dr. Ahmed bin Salim Al-Amiri, and the accompanying delegation. At the beginning of the meeting, Prime Minister welcomed the president of the university and the accompanying delegation is praising the role played by the university in achieving the mission and general objectives that the society in the education sector. The meeting was also devoted to discuss ways and means of strengthening cooperation between Djibouti and university in the area of research, scientific and academic aspects. The president of the Islamic University, Imam Muhammad bin Saud, thanked the Prime Minister for the warm welcome and hospitality extended to him and the accompanying delegation. The Minister of Higher Education, for his part, Dr. Nabil Muhammad Ahmed, said that a very important delegation from university in Saudi Arabia, Al-Imam Muhammad, was present. The main discussion is focused on a frequent request from the Republic of Djibouti that the Saudi Islamic Institute be transformed into an university that Djibouti trains in the scientific and technical aspects. We had an exchange of on these aspects with the President Al-Imam, who himself had instructions from the kingdom that there is a real transformation of this institute into the university. And for his part, the Minister of Higher Education and Research, Dr. Nabil Muhammad Ahmed, has received this morning in his office at the ministry the President of the University of Imam Muhammad bin Saud Islamic, Dr. Ahmed bin Salim Al-Amiri, and the delegations that accompanied him. He was accompanied by the director of the Islamic Institute. The two officials discussed a number of issues related to strengthening relations in the educational file between the Imam University and the Islamic Institute of Djibouti, as well as the educational needs of the Republic of Djibouti. The two sides also discussed scholarships and educational programs between Djibouti and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. The event was attended by executives from Imam Muhammad bin Saud Islamic University and officials from the Ministry of Higher Education and Research. His part, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, has received in his office the President of the Islamic University, Imam Muhammad bin Saud, Dr. Ahmed bin Salim Al-Amiri, and the delegation that accompanied him. The two circumstances discussed how to strengthen the relations between the two countries and the two brothers, especially in the aspects of education. The event was attended by executives of Imam Muhammad bin Saud Islamic University and officials from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation. The minister wished the president of university a pleasant stay in his second country. For his part, the president, Imam Muhammad bin Saud Islamic University, Dr. Ahmed bin Salim Al-Amiri, thanked the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation for the warm welcome and generous hospitality. General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim has accompanied by a strong delegation, went to Addis Ababa, the Ethiopian capital, for a 48 hours working visit where he was able to meet and discuss from 6 to 7 March 2022 with the Field Marshal General Birhanu Jula, Chief of the General Staff of the Ethiopian Armed Forces. This visit is part of the continuity of work in the framework of military cooperation relations between the Republic of Djibouti and the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia. Our two countries regularly hold bilateral meetings to enhance the level of bilateral cooperation in order to preserve our common interests. During his trip, General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim was accompanied by Abdi Mahmoud Haibe, Ambassador of Djibouti in Addis Ababa, General Tahiru Ali Mohammed, Chief of the Defense Staff, Colonel Abdurrahman Ali Kahin, Acting Director General of the National Police, Colonel Mustafa Ali Handulle, Military Advisor to the President on Defense, and senior military and police officials, Marshal General Birhanu Jula, Chief of the General Staff of the Ethiopian Armed Forces, welcomed General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim with all the honors due to his rank, and then welcomed him to Addis Ababa. Marshal General Birhanu Jula stressed that Djibouti and Ethiopia, through their common culture and exemplary economic integrations, are intimately linked by advantageous strategic locations. The Ministry of Trade and Tourism informs the population that given the international situation, it is noted in recent weeks an increase in prices of some food staples such as cooking oil on the eve of the blessed month of Ramadan. The Ministry of Commerce, in collaboration with the private sector, is taking all necessary measures to limit the effects of this inflation on the purchasing powers of Djiboutian households, as was done during the period of COVID-19. Finally, the stocks of the foodstuffs will be controlled to prevent any shortage. The International Women's Day was celebrated by the Sector Center for Vocational Training in Transport and Logistics with a competition entitled Transport and Logistics to Me. This Tuesday, March 8, 2022, from 8 to 11. It is a competition of road driving trucks, small vehicles, as well as the forklift, as part of the project of establishment improving skills to enhance their employability. An opportunity for the learners to show their professional skills and to inform the public that girls are at the head of MENFOP's vocational training policy in order to reduce gender inequalities. Today, both the road transport and logistics sectors are recruiting women and more in almost all professions. This beautiful international day dedicated to women is an international day to reduce gender inequality, from administrative management to accounting management, through sewing, hotel management, machine driving, range of trainings to strengthen the chances of integration of young girls to enable them to realize their dreams and acquire professional skills and practical knowledge that will allow them to take control of their future and exercises as professionals of the future. Under the aegis of the Minister of Culture and Youth, the Community Development Center of Wahle Daba hosted a capacity building workshop for the benefit of the directors of CDCs in the capital. This workshop was led by the programs manager Ni'ma Warsama and was part of the revitalization and strengthening of the social integration platform showcases of the Minister of Youth and Culture. It was to emphasize the needs for pedagogical skills and compliance with the code of ethics of officials responsible for managing the CDCs, and this to give the young people in charges of the CDCs all the necessary tools allowing them to better manage so that the community development centers can be efficiently fulfill the noble tasks that are assigned to them. And evaluations of the discussions with questions and answers, exchanges, and sharing of fruitful reflections closed this first day of training. The family Abdallah is actively looking for their son Noor Abdallah Noor, 50-year-old. He is missing from 1 month from his home in the town of Balbala, Warabalay. We ask anyone who see Noor Abdallah Noor to contact us at the following number: 77607542 or 77578035. For the international scene, the COVID-19 pandemic is not over, and the distribution of vaccines around the world remains shockingly inequitable. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres said Wednesday, March 9, in a statement marking the second anniversary of the outbreak of the global scourge. The most tragic toll of the pandemic has been on the health and lives of millions of people, with more than 446 million cases worldwide, more than 6 million confirmed deaths, and countless others struggling with the deteriorating mental health, not UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres. Thanks to the unprecedented public health measures and the extraordinarily rapid development and deployment of vaccines, many parts of the world are managing to contain the pandemic, but it would be a grave mistake to think that it is over. And to close up this edition, in South Korea, South Koreans go to the poll Wednesday to elect their president. Voting began early across South Korea for the new president amid a neck-and-neck races between candidates from the ruling Democratic Party and the main conservative opposition People's Power Party. The elections for the next president will last from 6 a.m. local time to 6 p.m. in the 14,000 polling stations across the country. Voting has been extended by an hour and a half to allow COVID-19 patients and people under home quarantine to vote separately. The presidential race is shaping up to be very close. Approvals rating within the margins of error between Lee Jae-myung of the Democratic Party and Yoon Suk-yeol of the People Power Party. And this is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.